Save the best for last, man. This next guy is having a big room here actually on New Year's Eve. You can come out, you can see him, you can see Dash and a few others. I worked with this guy at the Punchline on Tuesday. He's just awesome. Great talent, cool guy. Mr. Justin Harrison.
Keep it going for David Bohr, your host, everybody. What's going on, Purple Onion? God damn, let's try that again. What's going on, Purple Onion? There we go, that's better. How you guys doing tonight, man? We having fun? I'm sorry, I don't know what happened to this table over here. I'm afraid. I was afraid just as a white person, like, come on, don't get us all fucked up tonight, man. Like, you know that shit. I saw the Rodney King riots. They didn't pick people out, you know what I mean? That one dude getting his ass whipped outside the truck wasn't wearing a Klan hat or something like that. I'm pretty sure he didn't yell no racist shit. He just got his ass whooped and hit with a brick. So just remember, we're in it together, man. You guys ever notice that shit? We got some people, some folks of color in here, and this is a white ass room right now. We'll just state the obvious. You guys ever notice that shit? Like, I noticed that I grew up with a lot of folks of different colors where I grew up from, and I always realized that my friends of color always had like an exit strategy, right? Just silent exit strategy. And it took me a while to start noticing it, but whenever we would walk into a room full of white people, they would always find the other person of color. It didn't matter who it was. It could be with a black dude, an Asian dude, whatever. They find one other person that was a minority amongst the white people and just nod, like. It took me a while to figure out they were saying, if something happens, knock all these white people down, we'll get out together. I was in an all-black club and I was doing comedy and there was one white dude in there and I tried to do the nod to him. I was like, and he was like, we're too spoiled, man. We're used to the police and shit. I'm like, this is East Oakland, man. They can't get here quick enough, you know what I mean? We gotta have a plan. Got something going on, motherfucker. Shit, come on. Funny, we're funny white man. White people are funny. White people are hilarious, man. I was recently in a club the other day, and I was dancing and whatnot, and I had this girl come up to me, and she was like, hey, how you doing? You want to dance? I was like, yeah, let's dance, right? And she's like, you know what? And we started dancing. She's like, you know what? You're like a teddy bear. In reality, it really sounded like, hey, you want to dance? You know, you're like a fucking teddy bear. We'll be real about the situation, but whatever, anyway. My memory, you know? So anyway, we start to dance, right? And she keeps saying it over and over. She's like, you're a teddy bear. My teddy bear. And I'm like, yeah, get this teddy bear. Come on, right? Getting into it, shit's going real well. We start going back to her house. We get into her house, right? I open the door. Kid you not. Ceiling to floor, fucking teddy bears everywhere, right? I'm like, this sick bitch has a fetish, dude. Something crazy's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to get an ACE test in the morning type crazy, right? And something did happen. She laid on top of me and cried for 2.5 hours, right? Like a motherfucking teddy bear. And that's when I put it together. I was like, girls don't want a teddy bear to fuck, because when's the last time you saw a teddy bear with a dick, right? Just a fuzzy patch. You never walked in on a chick like watching something on TV. She's got a martini in one hand, a vibrator in the other, just all into it. You look what's on, it's the Care Bear. She's like, I let all 9 of them run a train on me and then they can care stare in my face afterwards, right? Never happened because it's disgusting, right? Anybody have kids in here? Yeah. Nephews or nieces? Yeah. Midgets in the family? Come on, meet me halfway here. Right? You ever petted a little person? I don't know. You guys seen a fucking kid? Been on To Catch a Predator? I have a niece, and she's 2.5 years old, beautiful little girl, and I went and saw her last weekend, and it had been a while, it had been like 80, 90 months. I think right after my brother fucked his wife is when I saw her last. I came in and I was like, hey, you, Kaylee, right? What's going on, 2.5-year-old? How you doing? Things looking good? Things are up, right? And I was like, I know I've been a little bit absentee as an uncle, but today I'm gonna make it up to you and we're gonna do whatever you want, right? And she looks at me and she goes, I wanna go to the zoo. Reasonable, right? That's reasonable for a 2.5-year-old. I was like, let's go to the zoo. Whole day at the zoo. Just Uncle Justin and whatever your name was, right? And so we get in the car, we start driving, we're like halfway there, and it just happens, right? Like, it's not intentional, but I'm like, fuck the zoo, right? I can't handle the zoo. I like to drink and gamble. Only two things that bring me joy in life, right? And I don't know if you've been to a zoo recently, but they don't serve Paps, and it is really hard to bet on an elephant's gonna fly, right? The over-under is ridiculous, right? So I start thinking, I'm like, where can we go where Uncle Justin can drink and gamble, yet whatever her name is can still be at a zoo type experience, right? And I'm thinking, I'm like, back, right. And I came to the logical conclusion, sure, I thought I heard you say it there, everybody knows what I came up with, right? Cockfight, right? So we go to the cockfight. And I know what you're thinking, terrible idea, right? Horrible, so you're a bad person. Best fucking idea I've ever had in my life. That little girl went 17-0. She was unstoppable, right? She was like a little white Michael Vick of poultry, just killing them one after another. The Mexicans are all pumped up. They're like, Poquito Blanco, Poquito Blanco. Viva el terrible Poquito Blanco. They're buying us shots at Cuervo. We're chasing with Capri Sun pouches. We're in the parking lot doing cocaines off the hood of her Power Well. What the fuck is cocaines, by the way? I don't know. That's how good it was. There was lots of cocaines there. We were speaking to children. Does anybody watch that show, To Catch a Predator? Wow, that came out way too quick. So I say, because we're close, right? We're near each other, and I just heard, yup. Fucking DVR right now, bro. That's what little cocaines and To Catch a Predator. I was watching that show, man. That show makes me so angry, right? Because the dudes on it are stupid as shit, right? They're the dumbest motherfuckers, right? It's the same scenario. Like, in case there's a pervert in the audience, I'm just gonna give you advice. If a 13-year-old girl's like, my parents not home, come over, sure, go check it out. You're a pervert. That's what you're gonna do, right? But in case you do get caught on To Catch a Predator, do us all a favor and don't bring a backpack full of lube and dildos, right? Because you can't explain your way out of this shit at that point, right? No, I was just here to borrow sugar. What are you talking about? This? But I started getting mad at these assholes, these idiots, right? And instead of being mad at them, I started getting mad at the host, right? Everybody knows the host is this jackass, Chris Hansen, right? And he's almost as annoying as the Predators, right? Because every show he does the exact same thing, right? He always lures them fully in, like he wants to make the fantasy kind of happen for him, right? So it's like some young-looking actress comes out, the dude walks in, he's like, hey, is anybody home? What's going on? And she's like, be right there, right? And he's like, yeah, shit works, right? Gets all comfortable, Hansen, what are you doing? And the dude always says the same shit, some bullshit. And without fail, though, these idiots run out of the house. Like, there's a goddamn camera crew here. You don't think they thought to call a fucking cop? Are you kidding me? They go running out of the house. Sheriff's deputies tackle them. It's super embarrassing. They always end up being a youth pastor at some church nearby, your house probably. So I got mad at Chris Hansen, and I was like, you know what would show him? You know what would give him his, right? If that motherfucker walked out, what are you doing? And instead of a pervert, it was real Predator right there. He got Predator, right? He walks out, what are you doing? Shoots him with a laser, knives like this, right? Runs out of the house, dreadlocks going crazy, gets tackled. I was just here on intergalactic space hunt, I swear. Because that's what Predator does. You guys like restaurants? You're in one right now, so clap, all right? I like restaurants because I'm fat. I like when I ask questions like, do you guys like restaurants? You're like, I guess, right? Like, just leave me fucking hanging, right? Like, you guys ever been hungry? Come on, can we relate in any way? No, we drink all our food in liquid form, fatty, right? Never felt the urge to eat. Just leave us, I got you, David. Me and you together on this. I decided to check out new restaurants. I was looking through some places in my area, right? I found an Ethiopian restaurant, right? Anybody here been to an Ethiopian restaurant? Yeah. You guys think the same shit I did? I was like, Ethiopian restaurant? Isn't that a double negative? Like, what the fuck? This is amazing. I'm driving over there. I'm like, I just gotta see this to believe it, right? I'm expecting shit on the menu like hopelessness, despair, chance of dysentery, you know what I mean? Like, But I got there and the shit was good, right? The menu was excellent. My only complaint though is it did take the Ewan an hour and a half to airdrop my food. And I was like, where the fuck is Maverick when you need him? Come on, man. Pick up this process. Like that? I like you. Thank you. These are thinking jokes. I was talking to this dude, like, I don't know what, like, you ever start talking to somebody, you don't know what the fuck you were talking to them? Like, why am I talking to you, right? And I'm talking to him, just like small talk. I'm like, so what do you do? He's like, I don't know, I move shit. I was like, what do you mean you move shit, right? Like, you talking cocaine, heroin, Pablo Escobar? What do you mean? He's like, I don't know, boxing and shit like that. I was like, oh, you're a mover, got it, right? I looked to his dumbass friend, I'm like, what do you do for a living? He's like, I don't know, man, I fix shit. What do you mean, fucking horse races, boxing matches? What do you mean you fix shit, right? He's like, I don't know, stuff around people's houses, cars. He's like, oh, you're a handyman, good. Now we've identified it. Right then, at that moment, I realized if your way to pay rent is described in a verb and the word shit, you do not have a fucking career, right? You are poor. Because you have never talked to somebody and been like in the middle of a conversation with some dude, you're like, hey, what do you do for a living? He's like, I don't know, I fix shit. What do you mean you fix shit? I don't know, shit inside people and stuff like that, you know, in their brains, fucking doctor, I guess, and shit, right? Never talk to somebody like, what do you do, sir? Like, I don't know, I teach shit. Well, what do you teach? I don't know, science and shit like that, right? Unless you happen to be talking to me, who is a teacher, and Monday morning I will be hungover and teaching straight bullshit, right? Forrest Gump, for like the 8th time this semester. Like, yeah, kids, no, seriously, a retard won the Vietnam War and drank Dr. Pepper with Richard Nixon, and all went down like that. Trust me, just watch. Take notes. It's gonna be on some fun someday. I'll leave you guys with this, man. I have a girlfriend, and she's a really beautiful girl, and I say that because I found out the hard way she was really beautiful, and it was this way. Whenever we walked into someplace together, I always got the same reaction from everybody. It was this, uniformly, it was always this reaction. We'd walk in, I'd walk in, they'd look at me, then they'd look at her, and everybody would collectively go, what? Nice job, buddy, right? Like, I'm just banging her, she's not a degree from DeVry, calm down, right? But we've been together for a while, it's been about 2 years, and we're at that point in the relationship, that point, we all get to that point, fellas, we get to that point where it's like, I don't want to use condoms anymore, I'm done, no more, stop making me do this, right? It's horrible, back me up, guys, right? We get to that place. But ladies, sometimes you don't want to do that little thing called birth control, right? So what do you have to resort to? Say it loud. Anal. Anal, thank you. You know the one dude with AIDS in here, stay away from his cup. We got a pull up, and you also happen to be the only dude who clapped when I said, who has kids, right? You know, because that's what pulling out is. It's 8 to 9 months of waiting for your offspring, right? But anyway, the pulling out method is, I've devised this theory that the pulling out method is actually the worst way to have sex, right? Because it's awesome for the time being, but the best 2 minutes of sex in the pull-out situation turn into the worst 2 minutes of sex, right? Get in there, everything's looking good. It kind of turns into a scene out of Top Gun, right? You're fucking, you're like, shh, Goose. Smooth sailing, Goose. All right, things are looking nice. Hey, there's Iceman, Goose. What's going on? Hey, Goose. No shit, Goose. There's a Meg on our tail, Goose. Goose. Goose, he's locked on, Goose. Goose, watch out, Goose. The ejection hatch broke. Goose, last 3. Goose is gonna have to go wash her hair out. Sorry about that, Goose. Maybe you should have thought about birth control, you selfish bitch. I don't know. All right, I've been Justin Harrison. This is Just Funny Fridays. Come every second and fourth Friday. Thank you for being here.
Keep it going for Justin Harrison.